guys. Like, we love cars.
Around 4 or 5, we used to be put on my dad's lap, and he would let me drive the car. Obviously, he had control behind me, but I would be kind of sort of in control as much as he would allow.
My passion for cars started when I was very young. A lot of my toys had wheels on them, and I like to sort of pretend I was a race driver.
I remember when I applied for this infant school that I went to, there's a little thing where I wrote an about me section, and in it said, when I grow older, I want to become rich so I can buy an Escort Cosworth.
I remember a few times, I'd be kind of yanking the steering wheel into trees because it was a narrow country lane. But I think that's how it kind of started for me. The Carburettor came about between a conversation that me, Matt and John had. We were originally going to start buying and selling cars and doing these up to make a bit of a profit, but we also wanted to allow people from low-income families to have a chance at owning one of these classic cars, because people can't afford to have a kind of like separate toy car in addition to a daily driver. Most families only have one daily driver, and that's all they can afford. So at least with the competition business, they have a chance to own a fantastic car for very little money.
I see the Carburettor being more than just competitions. We set this up to be something more, something bigger, greater, something that has no boundaries. We do whatever we want. So there's no competition in the name of our company. So you'll see we've been doing things like podcasts, we try to raise money for charity, we try to engage with the car community and like share our passion with them, go for drives with them, like meet people who love cars as well. We're not just gonna do competitions every month. We want to take over the world, but that primary focus will be the cars and classic cars that we love. I just want to never stand still. That's my hope. Just keep moving, keep being sort of leading the game and pushing the company where we want it to go.
VW Scirocco.
Best car I've ever owned is my Peugeot 205 XS.
My favourite car has to be a Punto Abarth that I had. It was off-white, it had a great sound to the engine. It wasn't particularly fast, but it was fast enough for someone in the low 20s. And I just loved it. I used to get asked about it at petrol stations because it was quite an unusual car. You don't see them every day.
That was my first car, and that is freedom. That is your chance to escape and do what the hell you want.
And I loved it. I felt like $1 million in it because it looked like a car that was more expensive than it looked.
Worst car, I would say, is my Volkswagen Polo. It was a great car, practical, but it started about 50% of the time. Great.
The worst car I've ever bought was a Frankenstein Peugeot 205 that was destroyed by its previous owners and patched together really badly. It had some good things going for it. It had the GTi wheels on it. It had leather seats, but that was the only good things going for it. The engine was rickety. Had a really daft horn on it. It sounded like an ice cream van, and it was just bobbins.
My worst car has to be the Sport KA sport car that I had. It was shocking. It was a 1.6 litre naturally aspirated engine, around 100 horsepower, but it weighed probably about 900 kilograms. So it was great fun to drive, but I think it just looked ridiculous. It was bright blue with 2 white stripes down the back. It wasn't a great looking car, and I think the stripes just made me chavvy. But it's great fun to drive. So if you're not asked about looks, then get one if you can. No one's binned them.